walked away from it after like I think it only did 2 seasons, maybe.
David Allen Greer used to be sneaky funny. Like he was good in a lot of like what do you call it, sketch comedy.
In that. He's still funny. He's still funny because in that show he's hilarious.
I saw him live, and his stand up is funny too.
Is it?
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
I was about to go say Watch All American. Y'all got. I'm thinking, is these old shows? Are these new shows?
I never seen that. All American.
The Hawthorne.
Check out All American.
That's probably what, 5 years old, maybe.
What
you
show?
said Hawthorne?
Hawthorne's. That's about 5 years old, maybe a little longer, but not too long ago.
You're talking about a nurse? Is that a nurse show here?
No, the show that the show Dion was just talking about with David Allen Greer. And
the Carmichael show.
The Carmichael show. I'm sorry, yeah.
I was like,
Hawthorne. I'm like, that shit sounds like it's on the Hallmark Channel. What is he talking about?
Well, anyway, before we talk about all
I'm over here bringing up white folks' names,
TV shows and radio shows,
bringing up white folks' names.
Can I introduce this movie since we talking about movies and shit? It is Friday night. Y'all with the Arrogant Underdog podcast. You with Dion, the motherfucking MVP. I swear I'm gonna stop cussing one day. You with Hollywood fucking Big. I probably never won't. You with Eric, aka Bootsy, aka Chief Rocker, aka getting your ass whooped in the verses tomorrow. If you don't know what going on tomorrow, I'm Tupac, he Biggie, and you with Chris G, and this is the Arrogant Underdog motherfucking podcast. What's going on, y'all? What's good?
What's good, man? What's good?
I already declared Biggie the winner.
Okay.
I think I only know like 8 Tupac songs, so
you gonna know 20 tomorrow.
Pac in my betting lines, Pac is getting at least 6 points. At least 6 points.
And those are probably the same 6
points. At least 6 points. At least 6 points.
You mean a spread or
you the underdog by 6 points. You the underdog.
Pac or Biggie? Pac or Biggie?
Pac's the underdog.
Pac's
definitely is the underdog.
I just want to know what y'all smoking.
I personally think it's Biggie by 8. It's Pac getting 6. I'm just telling you what the line is.
Tupac by 19. You crazy.
Listen, no. Let me say something. I'm gonna say something real quick, and I'm gonna keep it moving because I don't want to drag this out. I know this ain't a topic, but here is what you are missing with Biggie that you're not getting, right? What you don't understand, right?
Okay.
Is that Biggie songs you can play in fucking clubs, in parties, in stadiums, and it'll get the crowd moving. And at the same time, them shits is tough as fuck. The reason why people hold him in such high esteem for such low volume artists is because what he did was insane shit. He was a rapper and Drake at the same time.
Tupac got songs that get the club jumping on.
I'm about to say, look, I agree with everything.
Not like Big. Not like Big.
I agree with
that. I'm not saying it's like that, but Chris feels the way he feels because he's in California. Maybe me and you have biased ears because we're from the East Coast.
I agree with Vic 100% on what he just said regarding the club records. Biggie do. But just to reply to what you said, just like they can play the record in the club and go crazy, you can literally go to any place on earth and play a Tupac song, and they will go crazy. That's the difference.
Win that motherfucking verses though.
It's when it's Biggie and Bach, we ain't doing no. It's not all about club.
Do y'all think? Okay, if you got a room of 10 people listening to y'all, right? Let's say tomorrow y'all get this thing popping. Is 20 people listening, right? 10 of them are from the East Coast, 10 of them are from the West Coast. How you think it's gonna go? Probably all 10 on the East Coast are gonna think Biggie won, and all 10 on the West Coast are gonna think Tupac won. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I disagree because I think there's a lot of dudes in the West Coast that just music is music, man. Music is
not only
music.
that. I mean, even in the group,
I could agree.
But do you think on the East Coast, people on the East Coast feel that way?
Nah, several people in our group.
I know I'm biased.
Believe it or not, there's
a
lot of Pac is Pac. Let's be clear. Yeah, let's be clear.
Pac is Pac. Big is big, so it's a little more.
Pac's the type of artist that you don't halfway love Pac. You don't halfway think Pac is great. If you think Pac is great, like he's in your top 3. So, and it's a classic because in top 5 in hip hop, when they say the big, you know what I'm saying? Top 5 dead or alive. Biggie's always in top 5 dead or alive for the most part. For the most part, he's up there. So it's always going to be
even with
tight, in my
West
opinion.
Coast listeners. It is like that for West Coast listeners.
Well, don't forget this is a versus. This is a versus. So what the goal is to play songs that most people don't normally hear that are actually hit their ear to make it almost sound like it's new. So Chris, I got some shit for your motherfucking ass.
Yeah, but it'll fail if people don't know the song.
Eric,
if they don't know the song, it's gonna backfire on you.
I hope you don't make the mistake that all these dudes on the whole lot.
Not like that. Not like that. Not like
I'm
that.
dropping bombs.
Well, let me just say, I'm gonna say, as the only motherfucker here from Brooklyn, I got fucking advice. Okay, this is big here, bruh. Please do not go into an obscure bag thinking you're going to put a bunch of people who already walked in with the notion of hating that are never even going to, like, bro, we got bangers, son. We got bangers. I can think of 10 bangers in a row that flurry, it's going to be hard to come back from.
The way I got it set up, you'll see.
I'm just saying, man. Just follow the playbook. Don't get too crazy.
Remember that.
Don't get Kansas City Chiefs with the playbook, bro.
Hey, listen. Just remember me saying this, Vic. You'll see. You'll see.
No, listen. Don't get it twisted. It's very rare for you to play Biggie shit I ain't heard. It could be I ain't heard it for a year.
Brooklyn,
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Right. But I'm going to appreciate it, but not everyone else.
Yeah,
no, depends on the song.
Well, that's what he's saying. If you dig in the bag and it's something the average person don't know, then it defeats the purpose on how dope the song is.
No. See, I don't want to give away my secrets. You're just like,
no. We're not saying give away your secrets. What we're saying is, like, you dig in the bag for Biggie, right? And you are not somebody who, if you're just a casual fan of Biggie, they're not going to appreciate it. Don't matter how dope the song is. If they don't know the song, it ain't going to fly.
I agree with Dion. Here's the point, and we can end it on this, right?
But say, stop giving him help. Stop helping.
When you do a versus, hold on, let me finish. When you do a versus, it's supposed to be hit for hit. So when you trying to play that new Biggie no one's heard, you going up against the fucking.
But it's a lot of Biggie out there.
Listen.
This ain't fair. This is AD. This ain't fair.
Chris said no more coaching.
Before we get off this subject, I want to finish this with what I'm saying is some of the songs you will hear, you're going to say, oh, I forgot
about that song. That's the point. That's the point.
How do I find this song? Where did he get this from?
I'm telling you right now.
That's the point right there.
I got on my playlist, I could write down 10 songs, easily 10, that the majority of people won't even think of, and they were fucking summertime.
I got him, Vic. I got him, Vic. I got him.
Like, when that shit comes on, like,
I got them shits, Vic.
That's what he's saying. I don't know many Tupac songs, so I'm kind of excited. I'm tuning in.
You just got angry music. You just got to be angry.
Y'all gonna post the Zoom on?
Yeah, I'm gonna post the Zoom in a group, and then I'm gonna just get to cutting Chris up.
Okay, all right.
I got a nuke for every little bullet you got, bro.
I may put this on the big screen in the crib.
I might bring the strobe light on all of your ass.
I may have to catch it on the big screen.
See that West Coast ass whooping there gonna get.
Oh, it's about to be cracking up in this place.
I don't know much about Pac, but listen, if you take Biggie and Tupac out the picture, do you think people on the East Coast appreciate West Coast music or Southern music? Because you rarely hear people from like New York, New Jersey talk about how they appreciate, you know what I'm saying, like Outkast and now I can't even think of artists Jeezy and T.I. So they're rarely name them in their own top 10. You think other people appreciate them?
I'm not gonna say all New Yorkers don't appreciate it. I'm gonna just say 99% of New Yorkers don't appreciate it. Because I think most New Yorkers look at hip hop as it created here, it started here, the Mecca, and so they always hold them to a pedestal. They hold themselves to a pedestal.
Absolutely.
And this actually has happened between people like when Nas dissed hip hop, when hip hop went to the South, when Atlanta took over and when Louisiana took over and stuff, Nas came out and said hip hop was dead. And remember, it pissed off a lot of Southern artists. So a lot of Southern artists was like, well, why, when it leaves New York and comes to us, you guys want to declare it dead now?
But don't you think? I think the New York. And I'm gonna stop saying New York because I'm from New Jersey and I just feel like New York swear they own everything. We got just as many dope ass New Jersey.
And that's fact.
But don't you think that sound is you can listen to a New York song and you know immediately that the artist or the sound is coming from New York. So if that's what you grew up on, that's kind of what I know I'm biased because I have a hard time listening to newer hip hop music. I don't even want to hear it. And when I hear it, I'm like, man, that's not good music. So I know I'm biased. Maybe it's generational. Maybe it's not location. Maybe it's generational.
Are y'all fucking done? Are y'all done bashing?
Look at him. His accent came extra strong.
I'm gonna let all y'all go. The fucking nerve. The nerve. Hey, there's many motherfuckers from New York that respect real music. Music is music. When you hear music, you bump that shit. We give a bunch of fucking respect. First of all, what Nas was talking about, he was talking about his own, like what you don't understand. What Nas said is he was sending a message to his own MCs. That shit wasn't about the sound anywhere. He was talking about content. He was talking to that shit was going to a certain fucking select few. He didn't mean it in a broad sense where if you listen to the album, it tells you. He didn't mean it that way. So some dudes the people that took it that way are the people that, don't read books. You know what I'm saying? Like they just look at shit on the surface and just run with it. He never meant that shit that way, number one. Number two, we give a bunch of fucking respect to different artists. The truth of the matter is that, I mean, it did start where it started. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see how he smirked when he said that?
I'm just saying, them shit's a fact. You know where the culture came from. That shit is all us. That shit was the first. It's the Mecca. That's it. It's the Mecca of hip hop. It's always gonna be the Mecca of hip hop, no matter what happens. That's all. That's it.
But that doesn't mean it's gonna be the best. And I think New Yorkers have a hard time accepting and acknowledging that even though it might begin here, it's not gonna end here.
That's true. But there's a certain I can admit there's a certain level of arrogance that you're naturally born with when you come from that area of the country. So there is some truth to that. So you kind of are born with I think we're the best. You know what I'm saying? Most stuff is better here. You know what I'm saying? Better lives, better opportunities, better music, better food. So it comes with the territory, I think.
Absolutely. It also comes from a have-not environment. I mean, New York City, the streets, it's a gritty environment. So when you come from that, you're always gonna think you're the fucking best. And last time I checked, hip hop's a contact sport. You know what I'm saying? That shit's all about being like any city should feel like they're the best fucking city. I'm not shocked that West Coast thinks they're better than East Coast. Like they should think that. You know what I'm saying? Like they should feel that way. They should walk around with that swagger because that's your fucking coast. You were born there. You were raised there. That's par for the fucking course. I'm just saying, show respect when a motherfucker is a bad motherfucker. Show respect. That's it. That's how that shit goes.
Now, y'all done said what y'all had to say, but goddamn it, the South got something to say. The South got something to say. You understand? So
Gold is in the South.
New York did father the culture, but the South has progressed the culture because without the South, you wouldn't have some of the top artists that we have today.
A lot of them.
Or in hip hop. So the likes of the Dungeon Family, Outkast,
Goody Mob.
Trick Daddy, them guys back in the day, like a lot of those people, Scarface.
Yeah. And you can't forget, you almost have to throw Louisiana in there, so that takes the whole Master P.
Absolutely.
You talking about some of the biggest hip hop artists of all time.
Texas,
between Texas and all the way
Cash Money,
North Carolina,
Cash Money.
You know what I'm saying? So it's plenty of that, and I think that the South can hold its own against any one of the coasts.
I agree. That shit ain't no argument. That I fucking agree.
So before we turn this into a whole music podcast, I got one question. So how much, if you break it down in threes right now, if you break it down between the South, the East, the West, who deserves the bigger slice of the pie?
You're talking about financially or attention?
I'm just talking about like who's as far as champion hip hop. Like, is it West Coast 40% and the rest 30%?
East Coast.
I knew Vic was gonna say that. That was a bait.
Or what happened? Because you fucking know. Because you made the mistake.
How much was the percent?
When you said who championed the culture, you already lost.
How much percent?
The pioneers are the pioneers, man.
How much percent?
I don't know. Divide it by 4 and give us 10% more.
That's crap. That's crap. Because even though y'all started it, we carried it. Like the rest of the South carried it. Like if we would have left it up to y'all, it would have stayed below ground. The West and the South, we took it to a whole nother.
Well, Chris, to be fair, the West is definitely last in the race.
Get the fuck out of here. Your favorite artist is from the West.
But Chris, we just agreed, right? We all disagreed. You gotta throw, if you talk about the South, you're talking about Texas and Louisiana and Florida and Virginia. And if you're talking about the South, then you have to put the West Coast last in the race. Because the South is massive if you think about it. That's probably where most of the artists are.
I think when it comes to influencing the culture between 1970 and 2000,
but they coming for you, Chris. I'm gonna just sit this one out right now.
Okay, take your main person at each of y'all location. Take your main person who has the biggest impact. You take away Dre. Who's y'all Dre?
What do you mean? That's Jay-Z. You said has the biggest impact.
He's talking about Dion. We sitting this out on the East Coast. We already won this. He's talking about the South and the West.
He said, who's y'all?
Gucci. No, he's talking to Eric.
I'm saying,
Eric told him he was 3rd place, so he's talking to Eric.
No, I'm talking to New York too.
Okay.
So if you take away Jay-Z,
hold on. You said Dre. Time out. You said Dre.
Dr. Dre.
All right. So if you got Dr. Dre, then I got 2 of them that's on the same play. Give me Timbaland and Pharrell.
You can't say both of them. I said one. Take your one.
Pick your poison. Which one you want?
Take your one.
They equal. Give me Timbaland then.
Dre's bigger than Timbaland, but I'll give you that. I think Dre's bigger than Timbaland.
And none of them are bigger than Jay-Z. So let me start there. None of them are bigger than Jay.
I disagree.
Hey, Chris, that's the thing about the South. That's the thing about the South, Chris.
None of them are bigger than Jay-Z.
Here's the thing. Out of the top 20 artists of all time, right now, the South does not have anybody in the top 5, 6, 7, or 8. But goddamn it, they definitely own motherfucking 9 through 20 though. You understand? So we got the most.
The South got Lil Wayne. He definitely number 1. So that was
So you think Dre's bigger than Jay-Z?
I mean, I do. Influence on impact on hip hop. I think if you remove Dre from the game, if you erase Dre never happened. You lose a lot more stuff that impacted hip hop. Jay-Z.
I would agree.
Only on the West Coast. I disagree.
I think Dr. Dre
has so many different.
Yeah, I think Dr. Dre is probably the largest hip hop influencer of all time. Hands down.
No way.
Drop the mic.
On the West Coast, yes. He's the god of the West Coast.
Hands down, because of Dr. Dre, because of Dr. Dre, New York has one of his best rappers. The Midwest has it.
Oh, so you're doing the domino effect?
Curtis J. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So you're doing like what he's going off.
Eminem found him though. So now you're gonna say he found Eminem, right? Is that what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is,
Dr. Dre
but you
had
did say influential. You did say influential, and that
influential. That's what it means. I mean, put it this way: what's 50 Cent's biggest song?
In the club?
Find Me in the Club.
Who the fuck made the beat? You know what I'm saying? Like he's
but
that
50 Cent ain't the biggest artist to come out of New York.
I know he's not the biggest artist, but what I'm saying is he's one of the biggest artists from New York.
So?
That's what I'm saying. Look where this man.
How does that make Dr. Dre so influential?
Because
you said the most in all of hip hop. I disagree.
This man has influenced hip hop since the early 80s.
I mean, if you're gonna go that far, then you could go all the way back to Red Alert and Funk Flex. I mean, if we're talking about influence,
has Funk Flex had the
Andrew Martinez
on hip hop like Dr. Dre has from the 80s?
And hip hop as a whole, yes. Maybe he's not creating music, but he absolutely was the face of hip hop for quite a while.
Most people don't even like Funkmaster Flex.
I'm not saying whether they like him or not. That's not the question, or whether you like him or not. The influence.
Don't like him.
What do you mean? If you're the face of something and you're putting music out and you're creating deals and you're putting out the mixtapes and people know who you are, that's influential. You don't necessarily need to be liked. So that's why I'm just trying to understand what's the difference between. I'm just trying to understand what's the difference between what Flex was doing on the West Coast and on the East Coast and Dre. Because if he got to create somebody all the way on the East Coast, I'm like Vic. I was a little confused. Like, what does that mean?
I get what you're saying, Dion, especially with DJs, because DJs
I don't understand what you're saying.
I just don't understand how Dr. Dre is the most influential person in hip hop ever. Like, get the fuck out of here. No way. I'm gonna tumble that whole shit.
No. I mean, who can you say was more? I mean, who else would it be?
Yeah, but I
Jay-Z on top. On top, I think Jay-Z's more influential in hip hop.
The rapper, yes. The rapper. If you're talking about a rapper, the most influential rapper, yes, Jay-Z. We're not talking about influential rapper, though.
Are you talking about?
What are you talking about then?
Beats? Well, if we're talking about influence,
okay. No, I get it. The most influential producer of all time. That's fair. That's fair.
I said
that's fair.
I still think
if you said Jay-Z rapper, so Jay-Z's the most rapper, so then what the fuck then Dre's a producer. He's not a rapper. Jay wrote for Dre, right? So he's a producer. So you gotta put him in that box then. Because now we always
we're
watching.
Let's go. Off the bridge now.
Let's go.
All right, so
I'm waiting.
So NWA, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent. He's produced for Nas. He's also had success rapping. How many of us don't have a pat? Do you have beats on, Vic?
What?
I don't have beats on.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you had beats on, he would have killed you on that one. I got his argument.
I would have lied.
Hey, here's my point, though. But that's what a producer does. He's a producer. You can't use his library of different artists to say he's the most influential.
I made it as simple as possible. This is what I'm saying. If you remove Jay-Z and everything attached to Jay-Z, it would be less impactful if you remove Dre and everything attached to Dre. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm disagreeing. Coming from New York, I'm disagreeing. Because Jay put Rihanna on. He put a lot of people on himself. It ain't just him. You can say what you want about Dre, but Jay put a lot of people on. A lot of.
I didn't say he didn't, but I didn't say he didn't, but
And I'm from New York, so to me personally, no. If you move Jay-Z out of the lexicon of hip hop, as someone from where I'm from, that's way more impactful than fucking Dre, in my opinion.
I think Jay-Z has the baton right now, but I think the person who has held it the longest has been Dr. Dre. He hasn't.
I disagree.
But that's why
that's like the elder god.
Dre went 4 years. Dre went like 4 years without doing shit, bro. He was nowhere to be fucking seen. He was supposed to drop.
Because
what the fuck? I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you take Jay-Z out of New York, like Vic said, if you take Jay-Z out of New York, it's way more impactful. That's a fact. If you take Dr. Dre out, it doesn't impact New York the same way. That's why I was saying, don't y'all think that it's geographical?
It doesn't. It does not.
But okay, but you could argue the opposite way. If Jay-Z is helping Dre write and you take Jay-Z out, then will Dre write the same way?
He'll find another writer.
But I'm saying he's also influenced by him also.
And it would have been trash.
Different because he will find another writer. So that's different. If you remove Dre, you remove not only.
So then, if you remove Dre, then
he would have found another producer.
Right.
He would have found another producer.
They made him famous though. What are you doing?
He would have went to P.
Diddy. Not make Dre famous. That's different.
Another mega.
Jay-Z never made Dre famous.
You can say P. Diddy is just as influential in hip hop as Dre.
50 Cent in there famous.
I would argue that Puff Daddy is more influential than Jay-Z.
That was fair because I consider Puff Daddy and Dre both elder gods.
Puff Daddy is right there. Yeah. Puff Daddy is right there. People shit on Puff Daddy, but Puff Daddy broke a ton of artists. He broke Mary J. Blige alone.
And he broke a shitload of records.
He's the elder god. He's up there with Dre. He's Dre's equal. You ask me.
He got Biggie, he got Mace, he got Mary J.
He's Dre's equal. You ask me.
He was breaking artists. Dre was just doing beats.
We didn't expect to go that deep.
Man, we made this a hip hop pod. That's what
it was good. It was good though. But I did want to ask you guys about Dave Chappelle. Did you see Dave Chappelle's getting paid now? He finally got people boycotted. They weren't watching Netflix. Comedy Central paid him, and now he's back.
He did it the right way. He posted a video on his Instagram page talking about it.
But why do you think, if it worked, why do y'all think he waited until now to tell people to not watch the show? He's never come out and said that until it went on Netflix. Why do you think he waited until it went on Netflix?
Well, I think the situation was because Netflix.
They sold it to Netflix.
Yes, Netflix assumed that Chappelle was getting paid. So they thought it was just another deal. Okay, we're going to run the Chappelle show on Netflix. And then to come to find out he's not getting paid. So he says something to Netflix about it. Netflix removes it off of their platform and say, Comedy Central, we're not going to upset our artists. We're not going to play this content on our platform anymore. Yeah. Comedy Central gets to thinking about that shit and say, yo.
It actually was a dirty move. It was dirty for Comedy Central to do that shit.
No, it's actually, it's a dirty move conceptually, but the truth of the matter is it's what they do.
Yeah,
many artists, many comedians have that shit happen to them. Very few of those comedians have the fucking leverage and the clout of a Dave Chappelle, that when they say fuck you, it's a different fuck you. When a cultural, Dave Chappelle has put himself in the culture as, and in comedy, not even just culture, but he's an icon now. So when that type of dude tells you, and when Netflix, which kudos, let me tell you something, kudos to Netflix. This does not happen without Netflix. Understand that. Overstand this. Doesn't happen. Netflix stopped. They said, you know what, Dave, you got a point. They ain't paying you. You ain't eating. And we ain't going to play that shit. We agree. They took all his shit down. And that's the leverage that he got with Comedy Central. It gave him the power. And then Comedy Central was like, fuck. So the reason why it didn't happen years before is because Comedy Central never tried to stream his shit anywhere else. They ran it on Comedy Central, and the second they're like, oh, we can stream, let's pimp it out.
Yeah, that's where they fucked up at.
You know,
that's where they fucked up.
Comedy Central never saw the pandemic coming.
It's on Netflix and HBO Max now.
Yeah,
shout out to Dave though. That was him using his
shout out to Dave.
That was him recognizing he was a GOAT and stepping in front of the room and saying, nah, I'm gonna make shit shut down. And the people was behind it. The people will always be behind Dave Chappelle, no matter what. He's one of them motherfuckers. No matter what happens, the people will stand behind him. And he used that leverage.
Listen, shout out to Dave, but also shout out to fucking royalties. Shout out to being respected for what you fucking created. This shit right here, what's happening right now, I personally believe it's a monumental shift where it's gonna be harder and harder to fuck people over on deals. The music industry is next. Slowly but surely it's happening, but the music industry is next because the music industry fucking forever has been like the worst. They like where the artists get shitted on. That's next. But slowly but surely, creators are getting leverage for what they create. I think it's a great fucking sign, and it's good for anyone who's in a creative space. It was a beautiful thing.
Netflix actually did it though, because they could have said, "Hey, that's not my problem. I got my money. I got my money from Comedy Central."
That's true.
They could have took money back from Dave. Let me tell you, Dave Chappelle is a fucking gangster because they gave him a bag. He put that bag on the table again. Not only did he do it once, he put the bag on the table. They could have probably said like, "Oh, you don't want us to play your shit too after we just gave you all this money?" So he took risks. That's like fucking true artistry. Like when you see an artist, when people create at a certain point, what you do has more fucking meaning than a number. And when you let these fucking labels know, when you let these big time studios know, the second that they get the picture where an artist is not gonna sell his fucking soul, and after a certain point, the check you're cutting ain't good enough for me to fucking give away my ownership, give away my rights as a fucking owner, is when the game starts changing, and that's happening now, where they're starting to look at it.
It's easier now because people are involved. Once people get involved, even though how great Dave is, they can't pull that same shit in 2021 and 2020 that they can do to artists 10, 15, and 20 years ago. Especially with the bondage that creators have with their fans. Now you're putting it in the people's hands when people actually, the fact that he told people not to watch his shit, if people didn't watch his shit,
we didn't watch it, right?
That absolutely.
That is powerful. That literally numbers.
Absolutely. I'll give you one better. Joe Budden podcast, same shit. When they were going through that shit with Spotify same shit. There was a bunch of shit. Now I'm not saying any one person or anyone leaked anything, but the point is that when a creator is asking for certain things, all of a sudden it was fucking ludicrous. They were crazy. All of a sudden, old footage starting popping up from 15 years ago, like the motherfucker was running for president. Like that's how they do you. You know what I'm saying? When you just merely ask to get what the fuck you deserve. So it's happening all across the fucking board, and it is a beautiful thing. I think for anyone that has ambition and wants to start creating and doing their thing, this is the level of
do it. Absolutely,
bro.
This is the best time to do it.
This is the best time to be alive, man.
30 years ago, you gotta remember there was only 3 ways to get your shit out, right? Either print, like in magazines or newspaper, audio through radio, or tapes and television. The artists couldn't. What'd you say?
Demo tapes.
Right. So you couldn't just say, "Nah, I want what I want." Now you have the internet, and people are that's the new way that we do shit, word of mouth, and that's how shit get around quick.
It's convenient.
Yeah. Think about what remember Dave Chappelle put out that 20-minute special? Didn't he do the special? He put it on his Instagram page, and then, if I'm not mistaken, Netflix picked it up. It wasn't like he did it the other way around. He put it on his own shit. Say, here, let me put this stuff there, and realized at the time they had a deal, and then they came back and paid him more money for the little 20-minute George Floyd shit. So you can create your own shit and move on from there.
It was like 25 million people watched it. So
it was crazy. It was.
I need it on my platform. I need 25 million people watching this shit over
here.
Yeah.
That's the internet. It's a good thing, but it's a catch-22, right? Because if people latch on, it's a double-edged sword. Because if people latch on to it and it builds enough momentum, it can fuck you up too. So it could have backfired on them, where people could have been like, nah, it don't matter. I pay for Netflix. I watch what the fuck I want to watch. It backfired on Monique. Remember when Monique was like, oh, I'm going to sue Netflix? And she's still out there.
She wasn't a Dave Chappelle.
But, man, yeah,
she was up there.
She's just not that funny to me, to be honest with you. I mean,
Black History Month. We're not gonna do it.
It created enough news buzz. You know what I'm saying? It created enough news buzz where people paid attention to it. Now people just didn't jump on her shit. I mean, look at the little girl that's in the news now. Nobody know who the fuck she is. She ain't funny, but everybody know about her hair.
It's fucked up the way you said the shit.
That's true, but I think there's a difference. That's a thin line between famous and viral.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
You know, or famous and infamous. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because there's a lot of young. Think of what's it? Jess Hilarious or DC Young Fly, or a lot of these young kids started as just going viral, and they've built careers where they're making millions of dollars. Hundreds of people are coming to see them. So you could potentially go viral and still create a really nice career. Just because of the internet.
I agree, but not going viral for putting fucking glue on your hair and ripping it off.
I'm not saying that, obviously. I was just making
That's what I'm saying. Not infamous. There's famous and infamous. She's infamous. Don't nobody want to be infamous. Like, you don't want to be that.
I don't know.
I disagree.
Look at the young guy. Did y'all remember the guy, what was it, like 2 months ago, where he did the whole where the money resides shit, right? He don't had an album. He's made a nice, he may not ever be known again. He getting his little 15 minutes, but he's gonna walk away with some money in his pocket where he could probably do things that he hasn't done. I don't think it's like a bad thing.
But typically speaking, that doesn't happen though. Typically speaking.
Yes.
Most of the people
that's not the norm. That's not normal.
Most of the people who go
but it happens.
Stupid shit usually, go back to fucking Walmart the next day. So,
they become infamous. Yeah, they become infamous. It ain't a career. Listen, there ain't a career. They'll never be, listen, kids. They'll never make a career out of being stupid on the internet. It's just not how it works. It's not how it works. I promise.
See now he trying to if you put it that way, it sounds responsible. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying kids gonna do something stupid trying to make a career. What we are saying though is you can get a bag from stupid shit. I've seen it before.
They do it all the time.
We understand that it can't happen, but the question was pretty much that people got to understand that the internet can also get you fucked up. So we talk about
right. Cloud chasing. Listen,
most of them,
cloud chasing is a dangerous game.
Yeah, what just like you see this kid, I forget his name, but they used to do the pranks. They walk up to people and all up in their ear and shit. Man, somebody shot his ass up.
Shot him. Did he pass away?
I'm not sure if he died, but I know
he got shot. It was a prank, like a robbery. It was supposed to be a prank, like YouTube shit.
Yeah, so they didn't even have a gun. They just walked up on some people and was like, run it, or some shit like that. And then, after they say run it, they supposed to like take off running to like make it look funny. But you can't walk up on
do that shit. Yeah.
Like running. You might start busting. And that's what happened.
It was a dude out here. I don't know his name, but he would make the videos where he would go in different hoods and be dissing their hoods and stuff, like standing outside of their post sign, and they shot him up.
Oh my Jesus.
Yeah, like that's just stupid shit. So if we wanna say that, kids definitely don't do anything to go viral. Fuck. Just I don't know, read a book to go viral. You can't do shit.
Like,
shit
like that. Like those videos where they're purposely antagonizing people for no reason and recording it. Like, you
that's
fucking ass in trouble.
That shit,
that's just stupid.
You're eventually gonna bump into the wrong motherfucker, and that's not gonna go well for you.
I heard the dude Tyrone got his ass whooped or something before. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he deserved it. He was wild, but he was funny as fuck. He was funny as fuck, but he was wild.
Yeah, you know what I'm
He was
saying?
funny, but he deserved it.
Yeah,
he was doing some wild shit, disrespectful shit.
Yeah,
I don't
know. You see it, you probably.
D.I. don't know who he is.
I don't know who Tyrone is.
You know the dude that, my name is Tyrone. I'm here to fuck your wife or some shit like that.
Whoa.
He'll run up on niggas in a wave cap and a tank top, aggressive shit like, my name's Tyrone. I'm here to fuck your bitch. With their girlfriend right there. Like, they had a girlfriend.
Like, long big style.
Long
big style
with their girlfriend right there. Like,
yeah. And he was, he was like he was a defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't no little dude.
He was a
He
felon.
looked at least 6 feet, 240, 250. Easy.
Maybe
more.
He's smacking niggas drinks out of their hands. And
I've never seen that.
Oh, yeah. That was his thing. He run up on you with your lady and he smack the drink out your hand and be like, I'm Tyrone and I'm here to take your woman. Like, it's like, yo, like,
wow, that's crazy. I've never heard of him. But now,
it's pretty much fight or flight. You're gonna know who you are. Right.
Kids, stick to listening to podcasts like ours. Don't do shit on the internet, please.
All right, it's almost time to go. Yo, what y'all doing this weekend? Valentine's Day is this weekend. By the time this show uploads, Valentine's Day will already be over. So y'all can go ahead and say what y'all doing. That's all. I just want to know. I'm being nosy.
I got one question. I got one question. Is Valentine's Day overrated? What y'all think?
That's not the point. We're trying to change the subject.
Oh.
I think
it's a question.
Okay, this is gonna be surprising.
Ask the question.
I think I was about to answer your question.
I know what you're gonna say.
No, you don't. How do you? Okay, then what am I saying? What am I about to say?
My bad. I think you just want to fight.
I happen to think that Valentine's Day is very overrated. It's not my thing. It's never been my thing. In fact,
see, he was being sexist. He thought you was gonna be with it.
In fact, I know, right? In fact, I always forget. So I'm gonna remember this time. I always forget to get my husband a card, but I make like bags for my kids, so it's more like a parent-kid thing for me. And I like doing Valentine shit with my grandbabies and all that stuff.
It's like a Halloween light.
Exactly, but I've never been into Valentine's Day. Plus, I find it like awkward. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't particularly like to see somebody feel like they have to do shit. Cause then I feel obligated to be like, oh, this is so nice. When I'm just like, man, I want to go watch TV. You know what I'm saying? Or football or some shit like that. It's overrated.
Yeah, I think that when you get a little older and then you got a whole family and shit. Valentine's Day and Easter and some of the smaller holidays, that shit just kind of like. Yeah, well, happy Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's mostly.
I agree.
It's dinner. I don't.
It's so.
I usually leverage
dinner and guaranteed sex. That's what.
Yeah. Like personally, the best thing about Valentine's Day is like it's one of the easiest days to just leverage some brain. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't get ahead, I'm just saying.
Chris,
if you think about it, listen. Think about it like this: gifts, blah blah blah. I'm easy. I don't want anything. But if you're feeling generous, and the kids it's it. So that's why it's
Chris,
one of the easiest days. Leverage some
got going on.
Let me clean it up. It is one of the easiest days of the year for a fellow like me to leverage some casual fellatio. It's that simple.
You know what?
If you can't get a fellatio on Valentine's Day, papa, you got problems.
I try to bail him out.
It's definitely a good
save him.
Smitty buffed.
Chris, please save
the day. Listen,
I'm trying to save them, but
I know you just keep going.
I mean, if they want to be ignorant, we can be ignorant. You supposed to get your get your Smitty buff the day before Valentine's Day, the day after Valentine's Day.
Let's be real.
It shouldn't be a gift. I don't want no damn Smitty for a damn Valentine's. I should get that 6 days out of a week anyway. That shit should count as a Valentine's Day gift.
Says the unmarried motherfucker without kids. Let me tell you, a married motherfucker is way more simpler in life, especially a man who's been married for a year, have kids. We don't want for nothing. We don't want fucking gifts. We got shit already, bruh. I'm gonna tell you what we want.
Fuck that. Give me a gift. Give me an eagle scarf. I like gift. Please give me an eagle scarf.
It's important to note, as the one unmarried man, that not all wives wait until Valentine's Day to give.
That's fact. That's fact.
That's not what we're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm talking about. I didn't say that was the point. I'm just saying responding to it because Vic is like, this the one day. It doesn't have to just be that day. But if that's all you want,
it's not the one day. You misunderstand. It's the one day that it is on demand.
Get the scarf. Get the scarf.
One day. What is it? I don't even know what that shit is, man. I'm terrible right now. It is the one day where it is on demand. It is known, written in stone. You already know my town. We on the. Anyway, you already know. It's Valentine's Day, so baby girl. You know what's happening.
I'm so
Nah, man, ain't nothing to say.
I respect that. I was real gay right
ain't nothing to say.
When I step exactly 14 feet in the door, you know what time it is. I gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what it is. Eric, am I wrong, Eric?
That motherfucker spitting.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Man, you preaching, bro. You preaching.
Look, I was just trying to give a little free game out there. Look, fellas, you know, people around my age, you know, people even above my age or a little lower. This is 2021. You got to Mac a little different. So this year, you can get her flowers, you can get her chocolates, buy her some crypto, get her some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, you know what I'm saying? Some Dogecoin. That's how you Mac. I guarantee. You go sit here. Go give her $30 worth of crypto.
I thought you was gonna say some shit like wings.
I'm telling you, $30 worth of crypto. Send it to her and be like, maybe check your account. $30 worth of crypto. There you go.
Why not 40?
Hey, I'm telling you, we building relationships around here.
Hey, 40 is 30 and when it's crypto.
Hey, you know what I'm saying, Big?
Hey, he's driving the price down. He's driving,
you know what I'm saying?
You're not supposed to drive the price down, Chris.
He ain't slick. Hey, yo, don't be snitching on him, though, Aaron. So let him get his Mac across.
You know what I'm saying? $30 in crypto.
We fucking his Mac up.
This is how I know I'm old and washed, because I for sure in my heart thought you were gonna say one of the things that'll make her happy is some wings.
In that, no, you got some crypto and wings.
He will all the way to crypto.
Hey,
I did crypto 2021.
I'm gonna tell. No, listen, but here's the real deal, right? For all the OGs, when you marry to, you know, a decade in the game, right? When you a decade in the game in your relationship, right? You get those magnificent fellatio moments in the brain by doing one of two things. Your kitchen game on fire, you a badass husband, you a great father. Like, that's when that shit is on demand. Like,
wait, you say kitchen
earned as a grown ass
kitchen game on fire? That means you clean up or you cook?
Nah. First of all, bro,
Absolutely.
but I fucking chef my shit up. I'm the best cook in my household. So I'll chef for my lady. I cook some shit up. My shit be on point. On holidays, I do extra. I'll make a couple of things. I'll do 3 or 4 courses. That should be on fire.
Hey,
so when you live your life that way,
This what I do for the relation, y'all. Hey, here you go. Here go little Cass. Make it happen.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Let's make it easy, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Motherfuckers be having a double lack of rams. So they know what they do. Motherfuckers know what they doing. Salute. That's grown man shit.
Every time I try to be respectable, y'all
in the kitchen cooking, you doing that type of shit, you got your household in order.
Fact.
You know, that you the type of man that deserve that shit. That shit gotta be earned. So when we talk about that shit, I want to be clear. It comes from that perspective. Deadbeat bitch, no brain.
Why are you shaking
your brains for you?
Where's my sign?
No,
We're not gonna do that. Hold on, ladies. No, let's take back everything Big said in the last 10 seconds.
No, that's real talk.
Brain is not earned. Brain is just a sexual act. I want to stop. No. I don't know. I don't want to put head on a pedestal. Head should not be on a pedestal. Suck my dick. Just suck my dick. We're gonna make it that simple. It's not some fairy tale moment. It's like it's an intimate handshake. Just do that. I don't think
I'm gonna help you understand something, young brother. Is a difference in somebody giving you some head. So, and when you get your dick sucked, you understand?
I mean,
so
let me tell you right here.
So what you're talking about is getting a little head. But see, but when you get older and seasoned, you get this shit hit and from the beginning to the end, brother. You understand? So
there's a difference between $40 and $65 head. I get it.
No.
Speaking of little extra on it.
I can't deal with y'all. It's time to go. On that note,
all I wanted to say is this. That shit is funny as fuck, though. I had something to say and you just destroyed me. But what I was gonna say is this: there's a difference. There's a difference between when a woman wants to give you head and has to give you head.
Wait, they have to give you head and
different. No, when they feel obligated. When they feel obligated. Yo, think about it like this. If a bitch is taking 40, if she wants to give you head, it costs nothing. You feel me? If she wants to give you head, it costs nothing. If she's taking 40, she has to.
That shit was funny though.
It's different.
You do a little more for 60. But yeah.
Yeah, that dub makes the difference, people. That dub makes the difference. I'm telling you.
That's double and a half. I'm telling you. Tip your waitress.
It means something different. I'm telling you now.
Well, y'all ignorant.
I appreciate y'all. Stop and pass the check.
They pay for the experience.
And happy Black History Month. We so ignorant sometimes.
Right.
Think y'all have a White History Month? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. We ain't gonna get into that. And make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe.
Next time.
Every month is right.
Y'all know how we do it. Arrogant Underdogs. Till next time. We'll holler at y'all next week.
Peace.
Election day is White History Month.
But that shit went left. We didn't talk about. But that music.
Y'all wanted to